What if just one drop of oil could soothe your dry eyes, reduce inflammation, and even help slow the early signs of cataracts right from your own home? If you're over 50, chances are your eyes have been sending quiet signals. Maybe they feel gritty or dry when you wake up. The print on your morning newspaper seems a little blurrier than before, or you find yourself squinting more often than you used to. Some people start noticing dark circles that were never there, and the concern runs deeper. Thoughts of cataracts or even glaucoma start to quietly cross their mind. The truth is, these changes are common, but they're not always inevitable. In fact, what if I told you there's a natural, time-tested remedy that comes without a long list of side effects? It's called castor oil. Now, hear me out. Castor oil isn't just an old wives' tale. It has a unique molecular structure rich in ricinoleic acid that allows it to penetrate deep into tissue, unlike most creams or drops that simply stay on the surface. According to a 2022 review published in Frontiers in Pharmacology, castor oil has been shown to offer anti-inflammatory and wound-healing benefits, making it a powerful yet gentle option for sensitive areas like your eyes. In today's video, we're going to explore how castor oil can help hydrate your eyes, reduce pressure, and even slow down the progression of early-stage cataracts. But that's just the beginning. You'll also discover how this very same oil can support digestion, ease joint stiffness, and promote hormonal balance, especially as your body starts needing more care after 50. Before we dive in, I'd really love to know, where are you watching this from? Share your location in the comments below. And if you find this content helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a natural health tip made just for those of us over 50. Let's begin by understanding what's really happening to your eyes as you age and why it matters more than you might think. Let's begin by taking a closer look at your eyes and what really happens to them as we age. Most people assume vision loss is simply a natural part of getting older. And yes, to some extent, that's true. Our eyes do go through changes over time. But here's something many folks don't realize. How we live our daily habits plays a powerful role in how our eyes age. Inside, your eyes are two sets of muscles. One set controls short-range vision, like when you're reading a book, looking at your phone, or checking a recipe. The other controls long-range vision, like when you gaze out at the mountains, watch birds fly overhead, or look across a wide-open field. Here's the problem. In today's world, we constantly rely on our short-range vision. Smartphones, tablets, laptops, television, nearly everything we do demands close-up focus. But our eyes weren't built for this kind of daily overload. When the short-range muscles are overworked and the long-range muscles are neglected, it creates an imbalance. And that imbalance leads to eye strain, fatigue, and over time, real lasting damage. This is one reason why we're seeing more cases of early cataracts, dry eyes, and declining vision, even in people as young as their 30s and 40s. A study published in Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science found that digital screen use increases blink rate reduction and contributes to dry eye disease, a growing concern among aging adults. But there's another layer to this that often goes unnoticed. Did you know that your brain and eyes work as a team? When your brain is tired, like at the end of a long day, your eyes struggle to recover from strain. That's why doing fine detail work, such as reading or sewing late at night, can actually weaken your eyes over time. Here's the good news. The exact same activity, when done in the morning, while your brain is still fresh, can actually help strengthen your eyes. Yes, you heard that right. The same crossword puzzle that tires your eyes at 9 p.m. can benefit them when done before lunch. So if you enjoy reading, knitting, organizing bills, or working on small crafts, try doing those tasks earlier in the day. Your eyes will thank you. And one more easy tip: every hour or so, especially when you're using a screen, take a short break. Look out the window. Find something in the distance, a tree, a hill, a cloud, and let your gaze rest there for a minute or two. This simple habit gives your long-range vision the exercise it desperately needs. Now you might be thinking, that's helpful, but what about the dryness? What about the cataracts that are already forming? This is where castor oil truly comes in. In this part of the video, we'll explore why castor oil is so effective and how you can use it to naturally and safely nourish and soothe your eyes using a method that stood the test of time. Often called nature's quiet healer, castor oil may bring up childhood memories for some or simply curiosity. You might be wondering, how can something so old-fashioned possibly help with something as delicate as the eyes? The answer lies in its unique molecular structure. Castor oil is rich in ricinoleic acid, a compound known for its healing properties. What makes castor oil especially powerful is its ability to penetrate deep into the tissues far beyond what most creams or drops can do. While typical products sit on the surface, castor oil travels through the skin to reach the deeper layers where inflammation and damage actually begin. According to the Journal of Molecular Biochemistry, ricinoleic acid has strong anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties, making it ideal for sensitive areas like the eyes. That's why for centuries, castor oil has been used not only as a skin moisturizer, but as a remedy for joint pain, digestive issues, and yes, even vision support. Now let's talk specifically about how it helps your eyes. First, castor oil hydrates the skin around your eyes. The eyelid and under-eye areas are extremely delicate. As we age, this skin becomes thinner, drier, and more prone to irritation. Applying just one drop of castor oil to your eyelid once or twice a day can soften the skin, reduce fine lines, and ease the dryness that builds up overnight. Second, it helps calm inflammation. Many age-related eye issues such as dry eyes, redness, puffiness, or early-stage cataracts are aggravated by low-grade chronic inflammation. Castor oil's natural anti-inflammatory effect helps reduce that irritation and allows the eye to start healing. Third, and perhaps most intriguing, is castor oil's effect on early cataract formation. Cataracts are cloudy patches in the lens that develop gradually over time and may eventually impair vision. While castor oil isn't a miracle cure, many people have reported that daily use has slowed or even reversed the early stages of cataracts. The oil isn't applied directly into the eye. Instead, you gently rub a drop across your eyelid, allowing it to absorb through the skin and eyelashes. Some do choose to apply a drop directly into the eye, but even external use has shown results. A man once shared with me, "My doctor told me I'd need surgery for early cataracts, but I wasn't ready. I started applying castor oil to my eyelids every night. 6 months later, my doctor said the cataracts hadn't progressed. I could wait. That was over 2 years ago." Now, let's be clear, this isn't about bold promises or skipping medical care. This is about giving your body something natural, something that has proven itself across generations. Castor oil doesn't force healing. It simply creates the right conditions for your body to start healing itself slowly, gently, and naturally. That's what makes it so powerful. It's not a quick fix. It's a daily act of care. Something you do not just for your vision, but for your peace of mind. So how do you get started? Keep it simple. At night, just before bed, wash your hands thoroughly. Take 1 drop of castor oil, just 1. Rub it gently between your fingers, then smooth it over your closed eyelids. That's it. No stinging, no mess. With consistency, you may start to notice your eyes feel more refreshed in the morning, less dry, less irritated, more relaxed. And the added bonus, while you're helping your eyes, you're also helping the skin around them. Castor oil is rich in fatty acids that promote collagen production and elasticity, which means fewer wrinkles, less puffiness, and a more youthful appearance. In the next section, we'll go beyond the eyes. Because once people see what castor oil can do here, they often ask, what else can this oil help with? And the answer is a lot more than you might expect. Stay with me. The best is still ahead. By now, you understand how castor oil can gently support your eye health. But what many people don't realize is that this very same oil, the one you just applied to your eyelid, can also play a powerful role in healing other areas of the body. And that becomes especially important after the age of 50, when little discomforts have a way of turning into long-term issues. In fact, castor oil can become one of the most valuable tools in your wellness routine. Let's start with something that affects millions of older adults every single day: digestion. As we age, it's no secret that our digestive system starts to slow down. You may notice occasional constipation, bloating, or that heavy, sluggish feeling after meals. Many people turn to laxatives or fiber supplements for quick relief. But these options often miss the deeper problem: inflammation and poor bowel motility. That's where a castor oil compress can make all the difference. It's simple to make. All you need is a soft cotton cloth, a little plastic wrap to prevent leaks, and a teaspoon or two of castor oil. Fold the cloth a few times, drizzle the oil on top, and place it over your abdomen just below the belly button. Cover it with plastic wrap and a towel, then relax for an hour or two. You can do it while watching TV, reading, or even napping. Some people like to add a warm water bottle on top to enhance absorption, but even your body heat alone will do the job. So what exactly does this do? Castor oil penetrates deep into the tissue. It helps break up internal congestion, reduce inflammation, and gently stimulate the smooth muscles of the colon. In essence, it's like giving your digestive system a gentle nudge, without the harsh chemicals or side effects of typical remedies. I once met a woman who had suffered from irritable bowel syndrome for over a decade. She had tried everything: special diets, medications, probiotics, but nothing brought lasting relief. One day, she began using a castor oil compress on her abdomen 5 nights a week. Within a month, she was having regular bowel movements. After 3 months, her abdominal pain was completely gone. She told me it was the first time I felt like my body was working with me, not against me. That's the true beauty of natural remedies. When used correctly, they don't force your body, they work in harmony with it. And in a world full of fast fixes, that kind of support is worth its weight in gold. Let's shift our focus to an area that often goes unnoticed: hormone balance, especially during and after menopause. As we age, hormonal fluctuations can trigger a wide range of symptoms: fatigue, mood swings, unexpected weight gain, trouble sleeping, and in some cases, fibroids or ovarian cysts. These aren't just minor nuisances, they can deeply affect quality of life. Here's where castor oil comes in. When applied to the lower abdomen as a warm compress, castor oil may help stimulate the lymphatic system, promote gentle detoxification, and ease hormonal congestion in the reproductive organs. Its ability to penetrate deeply into tissue makes it especially effective for this purpose. One of the most powerful stories I've heard came from a woman in her early 30s who developed a large fibroid over 3 inches in diameter. She lived a clean lifestyle, eating well, exercising, staying hydrated, but the pain persisted. Surgery was recommended, but she wasn't ready. Instead, she committed to 2 natural approaches, supporting her hormones through diet and herbs, and using castor oil compresses nightly over her lower abdomen. After 4 months, a follow-up scan revealed the fibroid had shrunk to just 1 inch. Her pain was gone, and so was the fear of the operating table. Now, not every case will turn out this way, but this is a powerful reminder. With consistent natural care, the body often knows how to heal gently, gradually, and in its own time. Let this be encouragement that your body is not broken. It may just need the right kind of support to begin restoring balance from within. Now let's talk about something nearly everyone over 50 faces at some point: joint pain. Whether it's a sore knee, a stiff shoulder, or arthritic fingers that no longer move like they used to, one root cause tends to show up again and again: inflammation. Here's where castor oil becomes a quiet but powerful ally. Thanks to its ability to penetrate deep into tissues, it can offer real relief, especially when used as a topical compress or gently massaged directly into the skin. Let me share something personal. Several years ago, I fractured my wrist in a fall. Even after the bone healed, I was left with lingering stiffness and pain. I started applying a castor oil compress every night before bed. Within a few weeks, the soreness began to fade. 2 months later, I could move my wrist freely again. No more pain, no more tightness. To this day, I still use that compress, not because I'm hurting, but because it's become part of my nightly routine. A small act of care that keeps my joints feeling loose, fluid, and pain-free. Another woman I spoke with had lived with arthritis in her fingers for over a decade. She began applying a small amount of castor oil, nightly massaging it into her knuckles before sleep. After 3 weeks, she noticed less stiffness, and after 6 weeks, she could open jars again, something she hadn't been able to do in years. Are these miracles? No. They're simply the result of giving your body the right tools and time to do what it was designed to do: repair, regenerate, and restore balance naturally and consistently. Castor oil has also shown incredible promise in supporting breast health, especially for women who have undergone surgery or developed cysts. When gently applied as a warm compress to the breast area, castor oil can help break down fibrous tissue, soften hardened lumps, and ease the discomfort caused by scar tissue buildup. Its deep penetrating anti-inflammatory properties make it ideal for these sensitive areas. I once spoke with a woman who had undergone breast cancer surgery. After healing, she was left with hard, painful scar tissue surrounding the incision site. She began using a warm castor oil compress every evening. After 2 months, she noticed the tissue had softened, and the tightness that used to wake her at night was finally gone. She told me it was like my body finally let go of the trauma. That kind of emotional release isn't rare. Castor oil doesn't just heal the body physically. It often helps people reconnect with themselves, creating a space for healing, for comfort, and for peace. How often should you use castor oil? The answer is simple: consistency matters more than intensity. For most people, applying a castor oil compress 3 to 5 times a week is enough to start seeing results. Some prefer to use it every night, especially if they're dealing with chronic or more serious issues. Others might choose to apply it just a few times a month, simply for maintenance and comfort. And remember, more is not always better. Castor oil is potent. A little goes a long way. Because you can reuse your compress multiple times over several weeks, it's both affordable and incredibly simple to maintain. I encourage you to think of this not just as a treatment, but as a relationship. A quiet daily gesture that says, "I'm listening. I want to help you heal." That mindset, more than any product or practice, is the true foundation of lasting wellness. Now that you've seen just how powerful castor oil can be for healing, let's walk through exactly how to make your own castor oil compress at home. The good news: it's incredibly simple, low cost, and uses materials you probably already have in your home. Here's what you'll need. First, get yourself a bottle of castor oil. Make sure it's cold-pressed and hexane-free. Organic is a plus, but not required. Even non-organic castor oil can work beautifully. Next, you'll need 2 pieces of cotton or flannel cloth. An old t-shirt washcloth or even a piece of cotton sheeting works great. Just make sure it's natural material. Avoid synthetic fabrics like polyester. You'll also need some plastic wrap or a plastic bag to go over the cloth. This step is important. It prevents oil from seeping through to your clothing or bed sheets. Then grab a towel or an elastic bandage to hold everything in place. And if you want an extra boost, a heating pad or hot water bottle can help increase absorption, but it's optional. Now, step by step. Step 1. Prepare the cloth. Fold your cotton or flannel fabric into 4 to 8 layers. The thicker the layers, the more oil it will hold, and the longer it'll stay warm and effective. Step 2. Add the oil. Drizzle 1 to 2 teaspoons of castor oil onto the cloth. You don't need to soak it. Castor oil is thick and spreads slowly too much, and it'll get messy. Step 3. Place the compress. Lay the oil-soaked cloth directly over the area you want to treat your abdomen, lower back, wrist, knee, or even over the liver or uterus, depending on your needs. Step 4. Cover with plastic. Place the plastic wrap or bag over the cloth. This locks in the warmth and prevents stains on your clothes and bedding. Castor oil is great, but it's tough to wash out of fabric. Step 5. Secure it. Use a towel or elastic bandage to gently hold everything in place. If you're treating a flat area like your stomach, simply tuck the towel around your waist. Step 6. Rest and relax. Keep the compress on for at least 1 hour. Some people wear it for 2 to 3 hours. Others sleep with it overnight, especially when targeting hormonal or joint issues. If you're new to this, start with just 1 hour and see how your body responds. Want to enhance the experience? Add some warmth. A heating pad or warm water bottle on top of the compress can boost circulation and help the oil absorb more deeply. How often should you use it? For most healing goals, 3 to 5 times a week is a great place to start. If you're managing something more chronic like arthritis, fibroids, or sluggish digestion, daily use for a few weeks might be even more effective. The key isn't doing more, it's doing it consistently. Like all natural healing results with castor oil take time, but many people begin to feel real improvements within just a few weeks. How to store and reuse your castor oil compress. One of the best things about using castor oil compresses is that they're not just effective, they're practical. You don't need to start fresh every time. In fact, you can reuse the same cloth for several weeks with the right care. After each use, simply fold your compress and store it in a sealed container or a Ziploc bag. Keep it in a cool, dry place. No need to refrigerate. Once a week, add a small drizzle of fresh castor oil to the cloth to maintain its potency. Most people find they can reuse the same compress for about 3 to 4 weeks, depending on how frequently they use it. So how do you know when it's time to toss it? Trust your senses. If the cloth starts to smell odd, becomes discolored, or feels dry and brittle, that's your cue to make a new one. Now let's talk about safety, because natural doesn't always mean risk-free. Important precautions. First and foremost, do not ingest castor oil unless you've been specifically advised by a licensed healthcare provider. Taken internally, it can cause digestive upset and, in some cases, act as a strong laxative. Also, if you're pregnant, do not use castor oil compresses, especially over the abdomen, unless your doctor gives the green light. Castor oil is known to stimulate uterine contractions and should be avoided unless medically supervised. If you have open wounds or broken skin, do not apply the compress over those areas. And always listen to your body. Castor oil should never burn, sting, or cause irritation. If it does, stop and reassess. Finally, choose the right oil. There are many options out there, but what matters most is that your castor oil is cold-pressed and hexane-free. Some people prefer the richness of Jamaican black castor oil, while others stick with the lighter, clear version. Both work beautifully. Even a simple bottle from your local store can provide powerful healing, especially when used with care, consistency, and intention. Today, we've covered a lot together. We've explored tired eyes, aching joints, sluggish digestion, and those subtle aches and discomforts that tend to sneak in as the years go by. But more importantly, we've talked about something far more powerful than symptoms. We've talked about hope. I've met people in their 60s, 70s, even well into their 80s, who thought the aches and discomfort were just something they had to live with. But once they gave their body a little help, just a drop of oil and a few minutes of care, they started to feel something they hadn't felt in years: relief, ease, and peace. Most of all, they began to trust their body again. Drop a comment and tell me, where will you apply your first drop of castor oil? Your eyes? Your belly? Your knee? Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself. And remember, healing is still possible.